Hey everyone, Chadwick in the Auto Obsessive Garage again. Today we're going to be reviewing my own personal 1992 Mazda Miata. Now, a little bit about this car. I don't want to go into the specs, you guys are probably pretty familiar with this vehicle. It's sporting the 1.6 liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder engine that came from the dealership with a stunning 116 horsepower in the early 90s. So not a nuclear power plant under the hood of this thing, but nonetheless, it motors on. Some mods to this particular car. As far as power goes, the intention was never to really bolt on a lot of power, at least to start. For power mods, we do have a Racing Beat intake system. We also have a Racing Beat Catback Power Pulse Sport with no resonator. So maybe I'm picking up a few ponies there. Who knows? Maybe 120 crank horsepower, I'm just guessing. Most of the effort has been put into suspension mods. This is a canyon carving car, a little weekend warrior car. We do have Flying Miata's Stage 2 package, which is the Takiko shocks combined with their Flying Miata lowering springs. Sway bars, we've got the Racing Beat set up with the Racing Beat end links to add a little performance to the grip factor. We have some Team Dynamics Racing Spec Miata wheels. They're the 15x7s. Really nice wheel. Fitted to those wheels are some grippy Falcon Azenis 205 whip tires. So as the car currently sits, a lot more grip than go. They're a very safe car to hoon through the canyons. Some other mods do include the cooling system. It does have a Koyo radiator system, large aluminum radiator with the Mishimoto dual fans. These cars do like to run hot, so that helps a little bit. No other big modifications. The engine has had a little port work done. Nothing serious there, just cleaned up a little bit. To add a little safety to the car, there is a hard dog double diagonal roll bar attached. That adds a little weight, obviously, but I think it's a good trade-off for the safety aspects of it. For weight reduction, the AC system has been fully removed. All components of that remove the sound system, so no stereo, no speakers in this car. Nothing's really stripped out. It still has a full interior pretty much. So we're going to start this experience off by finding the objective attributes of this car. We're going to get the actual curb weight of the vehicle. We're going to run some tests, 0 to 60, quarter mile, and see what our numbers look like there. And then later on, we'll move to the subjective portion of the test, where we get a feel for how does the car drive? What's the feeling in the car? Is it responsive? Do you feel comfortable? Those kind of subjective things. We'll follow up with those. So here we go, on to the objective tests. We've got the Miata all situated on the scales. Let's go ahead and get that curb weight and see what our front and rear balance looks like. Curb weight comes in at 2135, so a little less than stock. That reflects positively on our weight reduction technique. Front and rear balance look like 54% for the front, 46% at the rear, so pretty good balance still. The canyons, the natural habitat of a modified Miata. Up here in the twisties, all the abysmal performance stats are left behind. Immediately noticeable is the chassis balance, lightweight nature, and super responsive inputs. I wager that in the canyons, a well-sorted Miata outpaces many higher-powered, faster on paper vehicles. The canyons are the premier modification proving grounds. They present an environment to shake down a car's build that is most discerning. Shedding weight and upping the suspension game has given the Miata a new personality up here. The car feels planted and willing to change direction at the whim of the driver. The Miata communicates everything, instilling a high level of trust in the vehicle when being pushed. Responsive, agile, and light best describe how this Miata feels. Yes, the Miata is a better car than its stats convey. As a canyon carver / weekend warrior, there is no question that the Miata presents fantastic value. But there are situations in which you can't escape the objective results. As a daily driver, the ride is harsh, the comfort features are non-existent, and there is little room for gear storage. Also, any trim level of Corolla will dust you from a stoplight to stoplight drag. But that's not the point. Some crazy folks out there even opt to daily the Miata, and I salute them for that. As a second, third, or whatever roster spot car, the Miata presents its owner with an amazing blank canvas of a chassis, waiting to be designed with limitless options. What question will you answer with the Miata?